This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Tips to make the holidays and winter season happy for our pets next. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. I'm Ken Carr with your local information. The owner of the former Bonanza restaurant in Hazel Township has been charged with indecent assault and harassment of minors and corruption of minors. 68-year-old Harry N. Werkheiser faces the charges and has been released on $30,000 unsecured bail. Werkheiser retired and Bonanza closed in November. Amanda Chrisman's report in the Standard Speaker says according to court papers, the alleged incidents happened at the restaurant. Lisa Sugart is here now with today's news feature about winter pet safety and more with Sherry Schaefer, the manager of Hillside SPCA in Pottsville.
Sherry, thanks for joining us. How are all the dogs and cats at the shelter?
They're doing great. Thank you so much.
And how many of them are there at the shelter right now?
Right now, we have about 50 dogs and about 260 cats.
Wow, I was overwhelmed when you told me that number, but is that like a normal figure for the shelter?
Pretty close. It's more cats than we would like to have. We'd like to be down closer to 200. Even lower would be better, but it seems to be the normal right now.
I know sometimes people want to give a pet for a Christmas gift or a holiday gift. Is this a good time to do that or no?
Definitely not, because I think people are impulsive with bringing pets home for Christmas, and they don't actually think about long term. So it might be cute to get an 8-week-old puppy or a kitten now, but as they start to get bigger and they start to get destructive, that's when shelters start to get filled up.
What can we do to help your pets and to help you at the shelter?
The biggest thing is donations right now. We are a nonprofit animal shelter, so we run strictly off of donations. We've definitely been hit with a lot of vet bills lately. So monetary donations is a huge help to us, along with like wet cat food, litter, to help take care of all those animals that we have.
And you told me you even have an Amazon wish list online.
We do. If you go to hillsidespca.com, there is a section for donating, and there's a link right on it for our Amazon wish list.
And for somebody maybe after the holidays, they're thinking, okay, I am going to get a pet. It's a process. You don't just walk in, get a pet, and walk out the door.
On that same website, we have pre-screening forms. We do pre-screen all of our adopters. This is where you're going to put in all of your information, your vet's information. Something that Hillside does is vet checks to make sure that your current pets or previous pets have been well taken care of.
Now, we are in, the midst of the cold weather, unfortunately, and we often get calls here at the television station about remind people to bring their pets in. So what is the best way that we can make sure that our pets are safe in the cold?
The number one is to make sure that they are inside. Obviously, not everybody has inside pets, so they just have to make sure that they're smarter about it. A lot of people will put out blankets or towels in the wintertime, and that's actually the worst thing you can do. The fabric will hold the moisture, and you can actually cause your animal to freeze to death or get frostbite. So we always remind people that you want to put straw in your dog houses or your cat boxes. You can use cedar chips, something that's going to help them stay off of the ground, but also not hold the moisture in. If you do have a dog house for an outside dog, you want to make sure it's just big enough for them to stand up, turn around, and lay down. If it's oversized, their body heat won't keep it warm. We also recommend covering the door of the house with something waterproof, whether it's burlap, plastic, just to kind of help keep the chill out of the box itself.
And if people are letting their dog outside for a while during the cold weather, there's a limit now. There is a law, correct?
There is. It's 30 minutes. Anything 32 degrees or lower, 30 minutes is the longest that a dog can be outside.
Today's news feature is brought to you by the Residence Inn by Marriott and Humboldt Station. Are you traveling with a four-legged friend? Call the Residence Inn at 570-455-9555.
A plant called Hartford fern was rare in Pennsylvania until Mike Gondel looked more closely at Penrose Swamp between Hazleton and Weatherly. Gondel had hunted at Penrose for years before he noticed what was beneath his feet. He found about 100 acres of Hartford fern, the largest swath in the state. Then he kept quiet about his discovery for 30 years while trying to find a way to preserve the swamp. This fall, his efforts paid off. Wildlands Conservancy purchased Penrose with help from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, the National Wildlife Federation, the Open Space Institute, and other contributors. It's now state forest. The estate of Hazleton attorney Pasco Shivo sold 2,700 acres for about $1,000 an acre, half the actual value. Shivo's sister, Linda, thinks he would be thrilled to know that the land will be open to the public. People can hunt, fish, hike, backpack, and watch wildlife on the property that touches 6 communities, Weatherly and the townships of Lausanne, Banks, and Packer and Carbon County, as well as Foster and Hazel townships in Luzerne County. The property includes meadows or barrens where the ferns grow, forests, streams where visitors might see deer, beaver, turkey, grouse, waterfowl, and migrating birds, plus the ferns, and a variety of other plants that interest state biologists. The most important part of this saga, Gondel wrote to me, is that this jewel of a place will be available for many years to come for those who have always enjoyed its sustainable recreational opportunities and for those who enjoy it in the future, not to mention the research opportunities for state organizations and universities. Hartford fern, also called American climbing fern, used to be common until wreath makers pulled up so much of the plant that it nearly vanished. Gondel hopes people will remember that when they explore Penrose Swamp.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. On Wednesday, sunny with a high near 36 degrees, wind gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 21 degrees, wind gusts as high as 31 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 33 degrees. Thursday night, a 20% chance of snow showers after 1 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 26 degrees. On Christmas Eve, mostly cloudy with a high near 37 degrees. On Friday night, rain and snow likely, mostly cloudy with a low around 32 degrees. We have a 70% chance of precipitation. On Christmas Day, a chance of rain and snow before 11 a.m., then a chance of rain between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 39 degrees. We have a 40% chance of precipitation, and on Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 29 degrees. You still have time to help victims of the tornadoes in Kentucky. Here's a list of what's needed, and you can drop off the items at Blaze Alexander Mazda dealership on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township until 5 p.m. this Wednesday and Monday of next week. We'll be right back with our community and sports features.
SPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Mary C. Cupshow, age 102 of Hazleton, the Frank J. Bonn Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Denise Mashko Etzel, age 69 of Drums, services were previously held under the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. And Sandra T.L. Pancala, age 77 of McAdoo, friends may call on Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Frank J. Bonn Funeral Home.
Tonight's obituaries are being brought to you in part by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory, with 2 locations in Rockland and in Drums, 570-384-3312 or 570-788-0977, and go to harmonfuneral.com.